Hey, what's up everyone? Bestinwest here, and for today's video we're going to be taking a look at GriddleMaster's 4-0 Rose Cup tournament win. He swept this tournament, and this tournament was held by PGBL, not to be confused with GBL or Go Battle League, which is the official PvP matchmaking system in Pokemon Go. PGBL or Pokemon Go Battle League is a private Discord server that works on getting remote tournaments. So you friend about 75 people and they hold large remote tournaments monthly. So they also hold these flash tournaments or real-time remote tournaments, and this is one of them. About 10 people participated in this tournament. So if you would like to see the participants in this tournament, I'll leave a link in the description section down below. But let's get to the battles. Alright, we're just gonna get into this first battle. It is going to be GriddleMaster versus Nightwing 114. You may have seen Nightwing on streams fire blasting Toshi, but today he's going up against the eventual winner of GriddleMaster. But let's take a look at their teams. GriddleMaster is running a Wigglytuff, a Medicham, a Haunter, a Charizard, a Blaziken, and a Rhyperior. Now, we don't know what the moveset for Rhyperior is, but it's either going to be Mud Slap or Smackdown. Judging by his team composition, I'm going to say it's Smackdown. He doesn't have too much anti-air, so Smackdown would kind of cover that. Most people are going to either be running Steelix, Probopass, or in this case, Smackdown Rhyperior. His opponent is running Golbat, Charizard, Sunny Castform, Spiritomb, Drapion, and Skarmory. So Nightwing is running some spicy Pokemon and Sunny Castform and Spiritomb. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Alright, getting into this first battle. GriddleMaster starts off with Rhyperior against a Golbat. This is a great matchup, especially since he's running Smackdown. Smackdown is going to be doing super effective damage, but it's actually not doing as much damage as I thought it would. Nightwing is going to be able to get Poison Fang off, and GriddleMaster is going to shield that. He has a Surf, and he's only running Surf. Only one charge move on this Rhyperior is able to get off the Surf. Drapion is going to block it, and Drapion is going to be is running Bite, but Rhyperior is able to get off a second Surf, which is just extra damage at that point. GriddleMaster is going to bring in Charizard to go against this Drapion. That Drapion is going to hit this Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail is going to hurt Charizard pretty hard if it doesn't block, but GriddleMaster does correctly block it and goes ahead and uses Dragon Claw and knocks out this Drapion. Maybe should have saved that, I'm not sure, but he's gonna go ahead and get another Dragon Claw off on Nightwing's Charizard, and I believe Nightwing's gonna shield that because it's his last Pokemon. Not too many options at this point for Nightwing. Nightwing is going to get off this Dragon Claw and knock out Griddle's Charizard. Gonna get another charge move off right here. Blast Burn knocks out Griddle. So first round goes to Nightwing. GG. So as we see right here, GriddleMaster is not off to a hot start, but let's see how he makes his adjustments. So moving right along, it's the Charizard mirror match. And yeah, pretty much it's a baiting game, or a little bit of lag, but Nightwing is able to get a charge move off first. Griddle decides not to shield this and correctly guesses that it's going to be a Dragon Claw. He's going to go ahead and use Blast Bird himself, and Nightwing correctly shields that. So let's see how Griddle can get out of this. He decides to let that Dragon Claw go, so brings in Rhyperior and is just gonna knock the crap out of Charizard. Charizard is so squishy, especially double weak against that Smackdown. Nightwing brings in that Spiritomb. GriddleMaster is able to get off that Surf. Gonna deal a decent amount of damage if it doesn't block. Griddle decides to bring in his Blaziken and let this charge move go. That's kind of interesting. Omnis Wind dealing a decent chunk to that Spiritomb. Gonna let go of this Blast Burn. If this connects, it should knock out on... knocks it out because there's no more shields. Counter is going to be dealing neutral damage to this Sunny Cast Form, and since Nightwing has no more shields, his Blast Burn is going to connect and deal a significant amount of damage. And yeah, Nightwing's in a bad position here with no shields, and Rhyperior dealing super effective damage, and yeah, knocks out that Sunny Cast Form. So GriddleMaster able to come back from losing the lead and win that second battle. Let's get to the third battle. Jumping straight into the battle, Blaziken versus Spiritomb. And so Blaziken is going to be dealing a decent chunk of damage, especially since Spiritomb is dealing not very effective damage to Blaziken, because all of Spiritomb's fast moves are going to be dark type moves, which fighting Pokemon are resistant to. Gonna eat that Ominous Wind and get to does not get to a second charge move right here, but Griddle does decide to shield it right there, gets off a charge move, and it's going to be a Blaze Kick that is going to be blocked by Nightwing. Nightwing burning both his shields on the lead, gaining some energy going into the second Pokemon. It's going to be against Charizard, and Griddle does decide to shield this one, and correctly shields it because Shadow Ball would have definitely hurt. Charizard coming in with some energy. This is kind of dangerous now for Nightwing. Coming in with energy, it's going to be against Drapion. Drapion with no shield is going to eat this Blast Burn, going to deal tons of damage. Nightwing immediately switches into Sunny Cast Form, which is going to eat another Blast Burn. Deals a decent chunk, and yeah, Rhyperior is just gonna smack down this Sunny Cast Form, smack down this Drapion, and that's gonna be GG for round 1. GriddleMaster, after losing that first battle, comes back and beats Nightwing in this first round of this 4-round tournament. So moving on to the second round. Okay, so for this second round of this 4-round tournament, GriddleMaster is facing off against Death by Toast, a local to the San Francisco Bay Area. Death by Toast is running a Probopass, a Wigglytuff, a Golbat, a Rhyperior, a Scrafty, and a Charizard. So Probopass can be, like I mentioned before, can be running either Spark or it can be running Rock Throw. And right here, judging by his team composition, it could be Rock Throw. His anti-air is either going to be Rhyperior or Probopass. So either way, he's going to have some kind of Rock Throw or like Rock fast move. It's either going to be Probopass or Rhyperior. I'm not sure at this point, but yeah, we'll just have to find out. I'm going to say it is going to be, yeah, I'm not sure. We'll just find out. But let's jump straight into the battles. All right, leading off, Griddle decides to lead off with Charizard and gets a positive lead against Wigglytuff. So switches out into Blaziken against Death by Toast's Golbat, which is not a good matchup, but is able to get a charge move off right here, and this is going to probably burn a shield. Yep, and then and Golbat decides to shield that, and GriddleMaster is probably bringing out Rhyperior. Yes, Rhyperior is going to be resisting those wing attacks and is going to get and has a shield advantage, so absorbs that Shadow Ball with that shield and is trying to fast attack down this Golbat. This Golbat is going to get a charge move off though. Luckily for Griddle, is just a Poison Fang, and Rhyperior has energy going into this next Pokemon. It is going to be Scrafty. Scrafty is going to be dealing super effective damage with those counters, but Griddle decides to switch out of his Scrafty into Charizard and is going to get off this Blast Burn, deal significant damage to this Wigglytuff. This Wigglytuff is going to go down to those Fire Spins and is going to have energy going in against this Scrafty. It's a power-up punch, blocks it with the shield, and is going to get off this blast burn and knock out the Scrafty. So Charizard doing, oh, not knocking out. Scrafty is quite tanky indeed. A few more fire spins though and knocks out his Scrafty. So first battle goes to GriddleMaster. Heavily relying on that Charizard for significant damage from those blast burns. So once those shields are down, Charizard with energy is quite scary. So if there's one thing that I can tell from these first few battles is that Charizard is going to be a monster in this cup, just because it will deal significant damage to almost everything in the meta. But moving right along, Griddle decides to lead off with Haunter against Scrafty. This is a bad matchup because Scrafty, neither one is dealing super effective damage. Scrafty is going to be resisting these ghost type moves, and interesting. Death by Toast decides to block that, and I don't believe Scrafty should be shielding anything because all ghost type moves are resisted. Anyways, gets another power up punch off, but Griddle decides to shield that. So it's just going to go back and forth. We're going to get another charge move off right here. It's going to be a Shadow Punch. And Death by Toast decides to shield that again. And he gets a charge move off right here with very little health left. It's going to be a foul play. Resisted, but it's powered up. And Blaziken is pretty squishy. So, yeah, Death by Toast brings out Golbat to knock out Blaziken, but it's going to run up against a Rhyperior. Not a good matchup, and even here, Rhyperior is going to be able to hit super effective damage with this Surf, and Death by Toast has no more shields, so that's going to hit. And it looks like Probopass is running Rock Throw, and Rock Throw not going to be doing much damage to this Rhyperior, but it's going to be at least resisting those smackdowns. Rhyperior is going to be able to pretty much knock out that Probopass. Death by Toast brings out Golbat. Griddle brings back out Haunter, resists that Poison Fang, gets this Shadow Punch off, and this will deal a significant amount of damage to this Golbat, but does not knock it out. GriddleMaster still has that Rhyperior, and 2 smackdowns knocks out that Golbat. GG. So as we just saw from that last battle, yeah, I'm a little confused as to why Death by Toast decided to shield those ghost type moves. Scrafty is going to be resisting those with its dark type, so I think that's kind of like a misplay on Death by Toast's side. But yeah, let's get on to the last battle. Jumping right in, GriddleMaster decides to lead off with Haunter against a Rhyperior, and it looks like it is Mud Slap, so it's dealing tons of damage to that Haunter. Now, Rhyperior is going to be dealing super effective damage to this Blaziken, but Blaziken is also dealing super effective damage back to Rhyperior. Death by Toast makes a good switch into Charizard and absorbs that Blaze Kick, and so both of them are dealing not very effective damage to each other. Blaziken with counter to flying, and Charizard fire to fire. Able to get that Dragon Claw off on that Blaziken and knock it out. Griddle brings Rhyperior back out, and oh man, that Scrafty dealing counter damage, super effective counter damage to that Rhyperior is huge. Scrafty gonna get a charge move off. I think it's gonna be power up punch. Yes, and it gets blocked. Brings Haunter back out. It's kind of interesting. Death by Toast should not be shielding this charge move right here, but he decides to shield it anyways. This is just not, you don't need to shield this. It's not very effective. But anyways, Death by Toast gets a charge move off, should be foul play. Knocks out that Haunter. Up against this Rhyperior, dealing super effective damage, and that's going to be the game. So GriddleMaster takes that round 2-1, and so far undefeated. I think so. From my opinion, I think that's kind of a misplay on Death by Toast's side. He does not need to shield Scrafty against a Haunter. Most Haunters are going to be running double Ghost types, but Ghost type moves, Ghost type charge moves. But if you do run up against a Sludge Bomb Haunter, you do have to worry about that, because it will deal a good chunk of damage to Scrafty. So maybe run those simulations and find out how much damage you can take from a Haunter's Sludge Bomb. But yeah, let's get to the next round. Okay, so for this third round in this 4-round tournament, GriddleMaster is going up against Brobirds. Brobirds is running an Alolan Marowak, a Golbat, a Sableye, a Wigglytuff, a Medicham, and a Probopass. Judging by his team composition, yeah, I can't tell what Probopass is running. I'm not even sure what Medicham is running. Has 2 Ghost type Pokemon. One that will be beating Haunter, the other one will be losing to Haunter. Yeah, it's really hard to tell what that Probopass is running. But anyways, let's jump into the battle and see how GriddleMaster does. Alright, leading off with Blaziken against a Probopass. This is a positive matchup, and that Probopass is running a Rock Throw. So neutral damage to Blaziken, but Blaziken doing tons of damage to that Probopass. Blaziken gonna opt to shield this and take all that energy to the next Pokemon. Gonna use Blaze Kick right away and probably draw a shield right here. Yes, it does. And gonna be able to get to a second Blaze Kick. This Blaze Kick is going to deal a decent chunk of damage if it does not get blocked. About 30%. Wigglytuff able to knock it out. It has some energy, but going up against Charizard is going to be tough. Charizard resisting that charm with its fire damage. Bringing in Medicham against this Charizard. Charizard going to get off this Dragon Claw and burn that shield. Medicham's going to get a charge move off right here. Power Up Punch. Ouch. So blocking a Power Up Punch as a resisted move really hurts, but Charizard able to get off this Fire Blast unshielded and knock out that Medicham. Bringing Wigglytuff back out, but this is all but over. Wigglytuff gonna try to do as much damage as she can, knock out this Charizard with Ice Beam, but Rhyperior's in the back with full health. One smackdown will end that battle. So GG for the first battle, 1-0. So jumping into this second battle, leading off with Charizard against this Medicham. Charizard going to be resisting that counter damage, taking neutral from Ice Punch, neutral from everything that's not fighting pretty much. Brobirds decides to bring out Sableye. It's gonna take this Dragon Claw and probably going to take another Dragon Claw, burn this Charizard's energy, but Brobirds does decide to shield that one. Gets a charge move off right here, and Griddle decides to shield that. I think Foul Play could have knocked out the Charizard at that HP, but would have been more efficient because it got blocked anyways. But Charizard goes ahead and knocks out that Sableye with a Dragon Claw. Brings out Probopass. Probopass versus Blaziken. Tough situation. I think Brobirds is switch locked at this point, so he has no option other than to fight this out. Yeah, Blaziken shields one time and knocks out Probopass. Brings out Medicham. Medicham with stored energy, but he does not have Psychic, so Power Punch is going to deal a decent chunk of damage. Neutral damage, not a lot actually. Going up against this Haunter with no shields left, this is GG. So, yeah, GriddleMaster took that 2-0. Let's see what happens in the third battle. Let's see if Brobirds can steal one from GriddleMaster. Okay, so jumping into this battle, Rhyperior versus Alolan Marowak. This is again a bad matchup for Alolan Marowak. So GriddleMaster again calling the lead, predicting the lead correctly. Gets a Surf off against this Alolan Marowak, goes shielded. Alolan Marowak gonna get a charge move off. think it's going to be Shadow Ball. Gonna deal a significant amount of damage to that Rhyperior, but Rhyperior is able to knock it out and get the shield advantage. So Sableye comes in, knocks out Rhyperior with one Shadow Claw, one or two Shadow Claws, gets a little bit of energy, and goes up against Blaziken. So I believe Sableye actually takes this one, but GriddleMaster does have the shield advantage, so this is going to be good for him. Going again with the Power Gem, I wonder if this Sableye does have Foul Play, because Foul Play is the correct move. Switches into Golbat, but is going to go up against this Blaze Kick, and does go shielded though. Haunter versus Golbat. This is a bad matchup for Golbat, especially since, yeah, Haunter has two shields. Haunter is going to go ahead and get this charge move, this Shadow Ball off, knock out Golbat, go up against the Sableye with barely any HP left, and knock it out. So, GG. So, GriddleMaster taking round 3 in a 3-0 sweep, going into the last round undefeated. And as we know, he eventually wins, but let's see how he does against his last opponent. Alright, so getting into this last round against V Tenacity. V Tenacity is an ace trainer at this point in this season, so definitely a strong competitor. Pretty much if GriddleMaster wins this, he wins the tournament. If he loses, it will be a tie, because I think V Tenacity lost the first round. Yeah, let's see how GriddleMaster wins this. So before I get started on the battle, V Tenacity is running Clefable, Alolan Marowak, Skarmory, Blaziken, Sableye, and Rhyperior. Again, Rhyperior is such a hard Pokemon to read until your opponent brings it out, because it could be running Mud Slap, it could be running Smackdown. Both of the moves are very viable in this cup. It's just a matter of which one is your opponent going to need. Jumping into the battle, leads off with Charizard against Sableye. I believe Sableye wins this matchup, but it does come out bloody. Sableye gonna get a charge move off right here. It's gonna be Foul Play, so kind of shield baits that. Brings out Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak versus Blaziken. I believe Alolan Marowak should be winning this matchup. Gets a charge move off. It's gonna be a Bone Club. Still deals a decent chunk of damage. This charge move right here is going to be resisted, but again, Blaziken's attack stats pretty high, so still does a decent chunk of damage. V Tenacity goes ahead and uses a second Bone Club, knocks out that Blaziken, gets the shield advantage as well. Goes up against this Rhyperior. Rhyperior is going to be dealing super effective damage to that Alolan Marowak, but V Tenacity is able to get off one more Bone Club and deal a decent chunk to this Rhyperior. Rhyperior going up against this Clefable now, gets this Surf. Not going to be dealing tons of damage, but does deal some chip damage. And V Tenacity switches into Sableye against this Charizard. Charizard does have built up energy, gets off this Dragon Claw, gets shielded by Sableye because Blast Burn would knock it out. But getting this second Dragon Claw off, I don't think it's going to knock out Sableye. But Sableye versus Charizard. Charizard's going to go ahead and shield this Foul Play right here. It would knock it out. Knocks out that Sableye with Fire Spin. Gets a charge move off right here. It's going to be Dragon Claw. Expecting a shield right here. But V Tenacity is going to take the first battle 1-0. So GriddleMaster up against the ropes right now. He has to win this next one, otherwise his tournament is over. But we know that he takes it, so let's see how he does it. So jumping into the battle, it's Wigglytuff versus Alolan Marowak. So this is a bad matchup. So bad lead. He's up against the ropes. Gets a few charms off right here. Just gonna go ahead and go with Charm. Wigglytuff's a little tanky, so that charm damage is gonna deal a significant amount of damage. Goes with the Bone Club. V Tenacity does. Switches into Rhyperior. Gonna go ahead and take that Bone Club. brings in his own Rhyperior. So it's Rhyperior versus Rhyperior. I'm not sure what move V Tenacity's Rhyperior is running. Smackdown as well, it looks like. So Smackdown versus Smackdown, not dealing super effective damage either side, but Surf is going to be dealing super effective. So that needs to be shielded. GriddleMaster going to get to his second Surf, and let's see if this goes shielded. It does not, knocks out that Rhyperior. So not sure if that was the right call on V Tenacity side, but let's see how he keeps going. Brings out Skarmory. It's probably going to try to farm down this Rhyperior, but Rhyperior able to get that Surf off, deal decent chip damage to that Skarmory. I expect Charizard to come out at this point. Charizard does come out. He's going to need to shield this Sky Attack. And instant switch. And Alolan Marowak going to get a charge move off right here. No more shields on GriddleMaster's side. Bone Club not going to knock out Wigglytuff. He does decide to go and let this Ice Beam go. Knocks out that Alolan Marowak. Skarmory comes in, farms up a little bit of energy. But yeah, Charizard is just going to knock out this Skarmory with very little HP left with these Fire Spins, but it's going to eat this Sky Attack. Okay, not enough though. So GriddleMaster hangs on by the skin of with just barely HP left, barely any HP left. So it's 1-1 right now. Next round, next battle, wins the tournament pretty much. V Tenacity can play spoiler if he wins this, but like as I mentioned, GriddleMaster ends up sweeping this tournament. So see how he does. Jumping into the battle, Wigglytuff versus Sableye. So this is a very positive matchup for Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff resisting those Shadow Claws and dealing super effective damage with that charm. Switches into Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak going to be taking super effective damage from that Smackdown. Does get a Shadow Ball off on Rhyperior and gets another charge move off right here. Okay, decides to shield it. And knocks out that Alolan Marowak. Now Rhyperior has very little health left, but does have energy for a Surf, so goes ahead and gets that Surf off right away. Sableye gonna farm a little bit of energy, I think, right there. I'm expecting Wigglytuff to come back out. Wigglytuff comes back out, instant switch into Clefable. Instant switch back into Charizard. So again, another positive matchup for Charizard. Resisting that charm damage is huge. Gets a Dragon Claw off. Gets blocked. With 2 shields left with very little HP, I guess you just need to go ahead and burn those shields. Clefable working its hardest to knock out that Charizard. Probably has a charge move right here. It's going to get blocked by this Wigglytuff because all that's left in the back is a Sableye, and Wigglytuff is going to be able to knock out this Sableye with that charm damage. So GG, congratulations GriddleMaster on winning this PGBL Rose Cup. Well played. Coming back on at least 2 rounds after falling behind in the first battle. GriddleMaster comes back and wins the second 2 at least 2-3 times. So yeah, I've definitely learned a lot from watching GriddleMaster's tournament, and hopefully I can take this on to my own Rose Cup. But that will do it for today's video. Thanks for joining me watching GriddleMaster's 4-0 Rose Cup tournament in PGBL. That'll do it. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Bestinwest. I'll catch you guys later.